And in the end, you might get to jump out of planes, shoot machine guns, and kill
Hell
people.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you get on the back end of that. Like, you're not going to get that in the civilian world. I was about to make a real inappropriate joke about some stuff going on right now. Remind me to tell you after we hit don't record. So, because, man, it was funny in my head, but it was one of those things like that's that maturity. You know, that's what I've learned through the pipeline. It's like sometimes you don't say the joke and you just joke with your friends later and it gets you out of trouble. And that's what just happened there.
Well, okay, so I'm glad you brought up maturity because I was, as the folks on Discord often know, I lurk. It's rare that I say something, but I definitely lurk. And somebody was talking about how their buddy was removed because he was too young. And that's, of course he shapes the narrative, like not the guy in Discord, but you know, his buddy that's telling him why I was removed. Yeah, I was removed because of my age. Well, no, you weren't. There is no, we have age limits for a reason. And we don't go, if you're 19, then you're 19, you're within that. It has nothing to do with your numerical age. Now, maybe you're just a jackass. So it has to do with maturity, right? If you're told, hey, you're too young, it's not because your numerical age. It's because
you're acting like a child. It's because you're acting too young. It's because you are immature. Like you can be 17 and get in, that's fine. And we have an age limit that starts at 17 because young children cannot consent to life-changing things. Okay. So 17, and now the age limit is 42. As long as you enlist before you were 42 years old, which is the new update to the age limit. So it used to be 39. Now it's 42, right? As long as you enlist when you're 41, bam, you can get in and you can go. So for all those old people that are looking to get in, there you go. But it's maturity. You're not too young. You're acting immaturely. That's the deal.
Dude, I met some people in their late 20s that didn't make it, that acted the exact same way. It has really very little to do with the number. Obviously, like over time, you would hope that you would gain these things and that you wouldn't adopt these victim mentalities and everything isn't somebody else's fault and yada yada. But your age really has very little to do with that. It's all about your perspective, your experience, and how willing you are to take responsibility for all the things that are happening around you. And whether it's your fault or not. And that's one of the things I think that happens in the pipeline is we stop playing the blame game after a while. Like it's just reality. It is important to know who jacked up. But in the moment when it's time to fix it, everybody just jumps on board to fix it, right? So don't waste your time worrying about whose fault it is or it's somebody else's fault and why do I have to do this? Like there's something that has to get done. The mistakes were made, and the quickest way to get to where you want to be is just to move out and to fix it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and energy and all this other crap. And that's the maturity thing, right? Is getting a little more selfish about your time and energy and what you're willing to spend those things on. And you can start doing that stuff before you even enter the pipeline. Mm-hmm. It's, New Year's is coming up and some people believe in resolutions and yada, yada, yada. Like maybe it's time to get rid of all that crap in your life that you don't need. So you can come in all streamlined and ready to become the new you or whatever. Like this big, one of my favorite things about joining the military is you got to reinvent yourself, right?
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah. So Jared, I keep going back to you. I realized the other day, I had an epiphany in the shower that I never ask you questions. I was like, I always go to Aaron. Why do I always go to Aaron? So I'm making a concerted effort today.
I purposely try and avoid it. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to figure out that I'm a fraud. So
you guys ever have those moments?
Trent and I have slept together. And I'm going to say that just like that. Trent and I have slept together too much. We've had too many times where it's, late nights like, Aaron, do you think aliens exist? Totally, Trent. 100%. Yes. Let's talk about it. We do. We've shared that time. So I think that's probably why he defaults to me is there's that safety. But
yeah, we get no sleep.